the past 2 weeks, MiG fighters have violated Estonia's airspace, and drones have flown over critical sites in Belgium, Poland, Romania, Denmark and Germany. Flights have been grounded, jets scrambled, and countermeasures deployed to ensure the safety of our citizens. Make no mistake, this is part of a worrisome pattern of growing threats. Across our Union, undersea cables have been cut, airports and logistic hubs paralysed by cyber attacks, and elections targeted by malign influence campaign. These incidents are calculated to linger in the twilight of deniability. This is not random harassment. It is a coherent and escalating campaign to unsettle our citizens, test our resolve, divide our union, and weaken our support for Ukraine. And it is time to call it by its name. This is hybrid warfare, and we have to take it very serious. To those who still doubt, look at what is happening. One incident may be a mistake. 2 incidents a coincidence. But 3, 5, 10. This is a deliberate and targeted grey zone campaign against Europe. And Europe must respond. We must investigate every incident, and we must not shy away from attributing responsibility, because every square centimetre of our territory must be protected and safe. And, honourable members, Russia wants to sow division. We have to answer with unity. It was Italian pilots under NATO's air policing mission that escorted Russian jets from Estonian skies. Ukrainian experts are sharing frontline expertise to help member states counter drone incursions. This is solidarity in action. But we must not only react, we must deter. Because if we hesitate to act, the grey zone will only expand. The founding mission of the European Union is to preserve peace. And today that means having the capacity to deter aggression and provocation. And Europe must urgently equip itself with a strategic capacity to respond, one that is ready to address the changing nature of warfare. We must develop and maintain it together, and we must be capable of responding in real time. Now, the work has already begun. We are seeing the biggest surge of defence spending in the history of the Union. The Readiness 2030 agenda will mobilise up to €800 billion till 2030. Now we need a precise pan-European plan, coordinated very closely with NATO, on how to move forward. And this is the core of the scoping paper we presented to leaders in Copenhagen last week. And soon we will present, actually in 2 weeks, we will present our Readiness Roadmap 2030 that we call Preserving Peace. This will not only set common objectives, but also very concrete milestones and timelines on the way to 2030. Because we all know only what gets measured gets really done. And I want to focus on 3 points that are central to this work. The first point deals specifically with violations of our airspace. Here, I'm talking about a new pan-European flagship, the Eastern Flank Watch, and the drone wall. And the drone wall is our response to the realities of modern warfare. Just think about what happened in Poland. We had to deploy very expensive systems, actually latest generation fighter jets, to take down relatively cheap mass-produced drones. So this is absolutely not sustainable. We need an anti-drone system that is affordable and fit for purpose, for swift detection, swift interception, and, when needed, swift neutralization. And we have a lot to learn from Ukraine in this field. We have to learn a lot from Ukraine on capabilities, but even more importantly, I think, on their ecosystem of rapid innovation. And Ukraine is ready to support our efforts. The drone wall will contribute to the Eastern Flank Watch. This will monitor and protect the skies, seas and ground of our eastern members. But get me right, it is not only about our eastern border. At the moment, it's our priority. But what we need is a 360-degree approach. This anti-drone system will be a shield for our entire Union, including, of course, the southern flank. And it should be designed to address a wide spectrum of challenges, from responding to natural disasters, to tackling international organized crime, from monitoring weaponized migration, to controlling the Russian shadow fleet, and the list is long. Autonomous systems are at the center of the 21st century security, and Europe must be at the cutting edge. Honourable members, the protection of our people, our skies and our infrastructure requires more than drones. It requires drones, but more than that. And this brings me to my second point, that is critical capabilities. We have already identified 9 critical capabilities, from air defence to cyber to electronic warfare. For each of these, we will form collective capability coalitions that are groups of member states committed to deliver together and fast. We have seen this lead nation model deliver before. Just think of the Czech initiative or of the Danish-led initiative to provide weapons and ammunition to Ukraine, very successful. There also one nation took the lead. Others joined in to place larger orders. Industry scaled up and prices went down. So we will now expand this across the board. This is fast, this is efficient, and most importantly of all, it is made in Europe. My third point, none of this is possible without a strong European defence industry. We need to be able to rely on our own industrial base, specifically in critical times. Today, as we all know, most investment goes outside the European Union. In other words, these are jobs outside Europe. This is absolutely not sustainable. Our surge in defence spending must also be an engine of growth here in the European Union. I know that partially this is already happening. We see new factories and production lines that are springing up across Europe. That's good. Our defence industry is hiring thousands of skilled workers, also very good. And we see that the spillovers are being felt in other industries too. And we've seen it time and again. New technologies, born in the defence sectors, bringing new applications for civilian industries, whether it is from cybersecurity tools to, for example, advanced materials for shipbuilding and aerospace. Our new defence investment can and it must contribute to Europe's competitiveness. It must be based in our union, and that's why at least 65% of any project funded under SAFE must be here from the European Union. This is European money, and we want to see a return on investment of this European money in jobs here in Europe. Honourable members, tackling Russia's hybrid war is not only about traditional defence. It is about software for drones. It is about spare parts for pipelines. It is about rapid cyber response teams. And it is about public information campaigns to spread awareness. So this requires a completely new mindset for all of us. We must be ready to leave our comfort zone. We need to explore new ways of doing things, And most importantly, we must deter everyone who seeks to harm our territory and our people. The choice before us is very simple. We either can shy away and watch Russian threats escalate, or we meet them with unity, deterrence and resolve. And I know which side we will choose. Thank you very much, and long live Europe.
Thank you.